And we're back with the Two Indie Geeks podcast, episode 3. MSI is making motherboards confusing, and Thomas the Tech Engine's rampage.
Oh yeah, totally. Have you been modding some Skyrim or something?
Oh yeah, totally, man, totally. And okay, where we left off, I did mention about MSI and their pricing. Oh, their pricing between Amazon.com and Micro Center, where it was $5 off at Micro Center or Amazon. I don't remember which, but and how that really wasn't a discount. And they decided to take it a step further and just really piss me off. Oh, disclaimer: we will curse during this. Yeah, I should probably mention that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but
Uh,
let's go ahead and
uh,
take a look at the Amazon link I have in here. If you go to MSI's Amazon page, they have the MSI Tomahawk now branded as the MSI Arsenal Gaming for 135 when there was I think 105 or 104 last week. So
uh,
now I did a little digging and I thought they were rebranding it to Arsenal, but hold on a second here. Because if you go to the actual link on Amazon.com, they have in the actual title the B450 Tomahawk, but it still has MSI Arsenal in the name. So I dug
huh.
a little further and went to the Amazon website, B450 Tomahawk. If you go to where to buy, it doesn't give you any links anymore.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay.
not really sure what's going on there. Again, dug a little deeper, and now they seem to have three separate sections on for motherboards. They have the enthusiast gaming section, the performance gaming section, and then the arsenal gaming. So they seem to be separating by class almost of the super high end versus just your everyday motherboard.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is some of the ones that they have in these lists and everything can still be considered low end in certain scenarios.
Okay. Huh.
Okay, so that's my issue with MSI and everything. Like, it was already confusing enough for certain people to buy a motherboard, but now to have a separate class, if you will, between enthusiast, performance, and arsenal. And the B450 Tomahawk seems to be part of the arsenal, which makes sense. It's not the most highest end motherboard. It's still at your. It's not run of the mill, but it's still pretty decent.
Okay. So their arsenal is what? Their like budget boards, I'm guessing?
Yes. Here's
Huh.
their arsenal section here. B450, B450 M mortar, titanium, the base mortar, bazooka
Mm-hmm.
plus. So yeah, all the lower end as well as the
Okay.
microboards.
Yeah, I know that MSI has been going with the kind of like warship theme in these particular line, and they're usually the lower end boards. I haven't even heard of most of these. Um,
Most of these were released sometime last year, and unless you were actually heavily watching some of the CES footage and everything, you didn't really hear about these boards.
okay, all right.
Because I think they
Huh.
also no BioStar is a different brand.
And I usually don't. I've been trying to keep up a little bit more on the Intel side, but I haven't. You know,
Well, I haven't exactly built an Intel system, so I don't know much what's going on that side. I really should.
well, yeah, same here. I mean,
Okay,
but
but again, this was more my issue than for anybody else. But if you're a new person getting into PC gaming, and you see the options of enthusiast, performance, and arsenal, and when you're
mhm.
already confused to begin with on what you were buying, just because there's so many different variations in the MSI branding. Like there, it could be tomahawk, the basic tomahawk, the HDV tomahawk, or the tomahawk slash A. To be honest, I have no idea what the variations mean, but a lot of time it's more of a cut down version, a micro board, or like a small board that only has two DIMM slots. But a lot of the stuff
Hmm.
is not explained when you buy the board.
Yeah. Okay. I can understand that. How that'd be. Uh, I almost wish they would just say, you know, instead of calling it Arsenal, just be like it's our budget board or our
Yeah,
not
but
even budget.
okay, that doesn't sound as nice though to people. Here's the budget line.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't, but it also people are like, "What the hell is Arsenal? I don't understand. What makes this different?" Like, it doesn't say up here like, "Hey, yeah, check out our Arsenal line, which is pretty decent performance for for your dollar or whatever or something."
Okay.
It just they're just putting it out there like,
Okay, my gripes aside with MSI and their naming conventions and all these extra classes they're putting into the motherboards, let's get into more some of the more interesting news topics of today. And
yeah,
GTA Online players earn millions of dollars thanks to a single NPC named Lester. Have you heard about this?
wait, wait. Uh, Really? You can make a bunch of money off Lester?
Okay, here, let me read it off to you. For
All I know is that he won't shut the hell up and won't stop calling. He never really give you any money. Jeez.
Okay, fans of Grand Theft Auto Online were able to park in a hangar and make millions of dollars doing basically nothing. This was all thanks to an in-game character Lester, as Rockstar tried to fix this exploit, but fans rallied behind Lester. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm in the right position in the story. But fans figured out that I can't talk today. But fans figured if they did a few things while making this request, like requesting a plane from Lester, they could trigger an
Huh.
exploit that would cause a refund to keep being sent to them as long as they wanted.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Well, this literally just broke out yesterday,
Oh
and
wow.
you,
And it's already patched, it
you
looks like.
yes, you have already completely missed the boat.
Damn.
but
Because if you play GTA, you know how hard and grindy it is to make money,
okay,
especially if you're new.
But the bugged work by breaking Lecter scripting. Players would park in the car inside of a hangar at the airport located in southern San Andreas. They would then call Lester while hitting the gas pedal at the same time, doing this near a plane spawn location, which there is one located in the hangar, which caused the game to start giving players $2,000 every few seconds as long as players stayed in the area and didn't leave the session, and the money would just keep going.
Oh wow.
Oh, it gets better. Here, let me scroll down here a little bit.
Shit.
That Lester became a beloved hero in the GTA community. Fans began sharing memes and stories and such. Let's see. Rockstar like patched the exploit. The patch, as Tez Fun 2 explained, fixed the bug by changing how corrupt data works in GTA Online. The game would clear its data faster, making the money loop impossible. Rockstar thought. Quickly after the patch, players discovered a new way to get the money train rolling again. Using a mobile operation center, players could block two spawn locations, then call Lester. This would cause the planes to be unable to spawn, thus resulting in a refund of the money exploit was back in action.
Oh wow.
But yes, they did eventually patch it, so for those of you that missed it, this is no longer an opportunity you can exploit. I'm
Oh
sorry,
yeah.
but okay.
Really, the the one time that freaking Lester was anything other than an annoying little piece of crap, and I missed it.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
if you guys don't play GTA, okay, like this guy will keep calling you on your in-game cell phone over and over, like, let's do a heist, let's do a heist, let's do a heist. Uh, and
Yeah, and overnight
that's
he
what makes it so funny that he became a hero, which uh, still doesn't make up for all the bullshit and
uh
all the phone calls. But yeah, that is crazy. Um, I mean, the community's always finding ways to exploit a GTA. It's it's
I,
almost like a hacker's playground
it
right
is. It
now.
is.
Like, so yeah. I mean, it's just another in a long line of exploits. So probably next week there'll be something new.
Well, here's the ending of the story here. The new glitch brought new ideas to people trying to discover glitches, to abuse features that refund your money in any way possible. So now the hacking community is trying to find new ways to exploit, like, the refund system in GTA.
Of course, yep.
So you may not have completely missed the boat, Ken.
But I do kind of pride myself on my account being everything is legit money. Um,
Well,
so
thankfully I don't play GTA because, to be honest, it just seems really stressful.
it can be, but it's fun nonetheless.
Okay, this next one, Ken, you might want to look at the link in the description to this video and take a look for yourself. But Thomas the Tank Engine has made it into the Resident Evil 2 remake. It was okay. It was bound to happen. Like, it's already been in Skyrim and Fallout 4, but it was bound to happen. But the mod essentially replaces Mr. X with Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh my god!
Well,
No,
while
I'm
having
watching it now.
while having slow chugging sounds in the background, and you can hear some of the Thomas the Tank Engine like music, like, from the show and such.
Oh my god! You guys gotta watch this. This is hilarious. Uh,
This was reported on like maybe about an hour ago, so this just broke out today, like in terms of like news and everything. But this is just amazing.
all right. Now this is actually kind of a ongoing thing. Like I said at the beginning of this stream, I didn't know this is what he was going to show, but
It's more fun if I don't tell you until it happens.
yeah, but it was a Skyrim thing. You could replace the dragons with Thomas the Tank Engine, and it was hilarious. This just takes it to a whole new level, though.
This
And
makes
again,
Thomas the Tech Engine terrifying because if you watch the end of the video, he actually does kill Claire Redfield in this.
yeah, oh yeah, because you can't really kill him. You have to run and hide.
Yeah, he will still operate exactly like Mr. X, but just chugging along behind you.
With the Thomas the Tank Engine. Wow, wow.
This is just
Uh,
amazing.
oh, wow.
I love the internet sometimes.
That's just hilarious. Yeah, I highly recommend you guys go check that out.
Okay, we blew through the first like three stories like pretty quickly here. Let's get into the last one. Some actual like tech news other than me just bitching about MSI. But supposedly the AMD Ryzen 3000 series CPUs list has been leaked along with prices, cores, and such. You know, leaked.
yeah.
I'm definitely using bunny quotations there.
Yep, yep.
16 cores for as low as $500 US. I don't believe you.
Ah, hmm. No, I could see that.
Well,
I could see it.
okay, they have a list of the current prices of some of the stuff that's already out there. The Ryzen 2700 for $473, base 2700 407. Now you get into the 3000s listing here, and let's see, they have the 33 yeah 3300X for 196, and then you have the 3300G, which technically is the mobile version of the processor for the exact same price.
Hmm.
I mean, technically, you can't buy those retail and are only sold to laptop makers. So it
Hmm.
doesn't really make sense that they'd be the same price as the retail, 3300X, as well as the 3600, which is 271, the 3600X, which is 349, and then you have the mobile version, the 3600, going for $303. The mobile version should not be worth more than the regular retail version.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
traditionally, like every time the mobile version has come out, has always been significantly cheaper because the motherboard makers, laptop makers are buying these in bulk.
Yeah, because when I first saw this, I thought that those were like the APU, maybe, but I don't know.
Most likely they might be, honestly.
Because that would be nice to see some, some mid-range GPU or APU chips. Um,
Well, I'm currently running the 2400 APU, and
mhm,
it's all
yeah.
right for most games, specifically more like 1080p gaming. Even though I still try to run at 1440 when I'm not supposed to. I can't help it.
Yeah.
I like the pretty visuals. I can't help trying to put it to 4040 and try to push this thing as far as possible.
Yeah.
That being said, I was able to clock this to about 3.9 gigahertz and have the graphics at what was it? I think I have that 1600, even though it was supposed to only clock at 1240.
Hmm.
So overclocking potential is really not bad on these APUs, but it's definitely better in a laptop environment than a desktop.
I mean, you know, that you can get all you get out of your APU is quite amazing, actually.
Okay, it's
Um,
been a bitch and a half trying to get this to work, just because specifically ASRock on this motherboard, the Pro 4, they did not
mhm.
have the best support for APUs whatsoever on this. I had even after getting the correct version of Windows on this, I had multiple crashes. I had to keep rolling up to different BIOS updates and everything until finally I got this to stop crashing. But even still, on certain games where it's slightly CPU heavy, this will still crash. So it's not the perfect situation. If you are going to use an APU, I recommend using Asus because they have a lot more support for APUs on the motherboard side of things.
I think it's been the motherboard. Um,
Yeah, it's not the CPU. The CPU itself is actually pretty solid, but as far as the motherboard vendors, they have been very slow to roll out support for APUs.
yeah. So, I mean, but yeah, it does seem a little. And I mean, yeah, it's fun to speculate about price and all that, but
I mean, technically, Ryzen 3000, it is going to be 7 nanometer because that has been the roadmap that AMD has put out, that they want to hit 7 nanometer for the 3000 series. And
I'm gonna treat this rumor just like I do every other one, as a rumor. I'll believe it when I see it.
well, this
You
this
know,
story does come from WCCF Tech, so definitely take it with a grain of salt.
yeah, and I mean, this is just some random Chinese store posting this. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't even look official. It looks very sloppy.
Let's see who
Um,
posted this. Yeah, the retailer is someone in Singapore, so yeah, some Chinese company.
I mean, it doesn't look like anything official from AMD. It looks to me it could even be like predictions that got leaked somehow from the. I mean,
I mean, the price
the
predictions
list
are
itself.
definitely pretty off.
So,
And if you look at this list here, it says that they're going to have a 3800X, and they're going to call it Ryzen 9. Like, I'm not really sure if they're going to add like a Ryzen 9 SKU or just leave it at Ryzen 7. Because technically, in the
mm,
past, the 3800, I guess, or 2800 would have been part of Ryzen 7 as well.
true, true. I don't know. I mean, it seems like if they did, the Ryzen 9 would kind of encroach into Threadripper territory,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Well, I
So
don't
why
know
would
because
they?
like they for the Ryzen 9 3800X, they have it the base clock at 3.9 while the boost clock at 4.7, even though they have the 3700X boost clocking to 5.0.
Hmm,
And the TDP for the one clocking at 4.0 is 105. Meanwhile, the Ryzen 9 3800X is boost clocking to 4.7 with 125 watts. So how are you using more wattage for less boost clock when it's still the same architecture?
I don't know.
So I'm
Uh,
not putting too much stock in these numbers, but I know that the Ryzen 3000 series is coming. That's all I can say for certain.
yeah. Hmm. I mean, yeah, of course it's coming. I mean, it's just a question of when. We got like CES came and went. You know, um, I don't. Is there any other big tech shows coming up? Wouldn't.
What's the one that's like sometime in the summer? I think.
I mean, they could like. I mean, we got PAX East, we got E3. I don't know if they would release it at a gaming conference.
Well, E3, the most you would see is either AMD or Intel release like showcasing one of their like high end systems, playing a new game that came out. Like, look, this plays it so
Yeah.
well. When the
Mm,
same can be said for like the current generation, so it's nothing amazing when they actually showcase a computer at E3.
I mean, even when it does come out, I mean, I feel that my 2600X, which is soon to be your new CPU,
Well, I'm getting the base 2600 just because financial reasons. But even still, if I can still get the clock to 4.0, it'd be the same thing as the Ryzen 2600X. So
exactly. I mean, and I mean,
all depends on the silicon lottery.
I'm not sure if it would be worth it to upgrade. Really, it might be depending on where my
Well,
whole thing goes. If I'm going to take this whole streaming thing, and 'cause I do want to, I just kind of revamp my channel and I
well,
kind of want to do get into streaming and editing
for
and all
streaming
that.
purposes and everything, the Ryzen 2600X is more than adequate. It's more if you're getting into like really heavy editing.
Yeah, but
Right.
I might also. I've been known to cave and just buy a new motherboard because it looks pretty.
Yes,
I
yes, you have.
mean,
If you're
I
buying
mean, a lot
the
of people have.
if you're buying the new motherboard at that point, you might as well get the new processor to go with it, just to make sure everything runs smoothly.
Well, I mean, I do kind of want to have a secondary PC,
Hmm.
because I kind of want to have one in my room and then like one in a common area where if I don't want to be in my room all the time, um,
You elitist
or
bastard.
I don't know though. And then, but it would be like I said, it would be another excuse to build another PC because we all love building PCs.
Yeah, I had a friend contact me. I think yesterday actually at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, he was like showing me a link to an MSI pre-built that only had a 1060 in it. The processor itself, I think, was the Intel 8400. For gaming, honestly,
Mm,
that's just fine. But the price he was paying for about roughly $50 more, he could build himself something with with a current gen GPU. Because I was told him, just look at the 1660 Ti. Yes, it still has a ridiculous gaming naming scheme, but the performance is there.
yeah, I I was at Micro Center the other day picking up parts for a build, and this guy wanted a 1070 Ti, and I'm like, you should probably just go with the 1660 Ti because it's about the same thing. And 1070 Ti, I think they wanted like $400 for it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, you should save money and get the 1660 Ti. And he's
especially.
like,
Go ahead.
oh, okay. Yeah, he's like, oh, thanks. I literally just saved him like I think like $200 or like a hundred and some dollars, whatever.
Definitely not 200. It's not a huge price difference,
Yeah,
but you're getting around the same performance, in some cases more, especially when you get into the realm of overclocking.
yeah. Hey, look, my Discord's in there.
Okay,
Maybe you should go join in the link in the description.
as Ken here so delicately, talked about his Discord in the podcast, please go visit Capo and join our Discord.
Yeah.
Where you get a lot more shenanigans like this about,
Mm-hmm.
or like in the last stream where Ken decided, hey, let's talk about pineapples right at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah. Yes.
I came
Yes.
so close to cursing right before the disclaimer. I was like, no, hold it in. Disclaimer, then I could curse.
Yeah. We need to script some things out next podcast. I think, but that's just us learning. We're new to you know podcasting and being live and all that.
Eh,
So laugh at our awkwardness.
awkwardness. I mean,
Or
we could say pineapple for like the next 20 seconds. No, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. I'm good. I'm good.
no, we're not gonna do that.
Okay, so how long have you been streaming here for?
I
It's
don't
been
know.
about 27 minutes. I don't really have anything else to add except for the rumors of a base 1660 coming out as well as a 1650.
Yeah, those are going to be.
I'm not really sure what's the purpose of releasing these because the 1660 is going to be closer to the performance of the regular 1060 of the last generation.
But it's going to be cheaper though, right?
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that
Well, yeah.
you're gonna get the
You're.
same performance for like a lot cheaper, but we have not gotten prices on that just yet.
I mean, there's even been rumors that like the RX 580 is supposed to go down to below $200.
Okay, I did look into that, and it was just the base 570, but the blower style only.
Oh,
I mean,
so
if you're building a mini PC with a very closed off chassis, like especially if you're like more concerned about noise, then yeah, sure, you can get one of the blower styles.
uh,
But as far as the other SKUs and everything, that's the only deal they're offering it on.
noise I didn't think bothered me until I heard somebody else's computer be really loud, and I'm like, what's going on?
Wait, was it Airmus's computer?
Sometimes I'm like, what the heck is that? Like,
Okay, that depends though. Is his case fully stocked with fans, or he just using the ones that the case came with and trying to overclock the GPU?
I don't remember. He's not overclocking anything really.
Okay.
He's got a 2600 as well, so.
Okay, so he's not running an old Intel system with the stock cooler.
Nah, he just upgraded to a 212, so.
Although
Yeah.
although I'm curious, is there anything up yet? See, a new egg about the 1660. I doubt it, but feel like checking.
You never know.
Mm, no. Okay, it's still just a TI version.
Yeah. It, we're in an interesting place for graphics cards right now.
Although the
Like,
although the one I was looking at went up another couple bucks. It was $279 like the rest of them. It's now an extra $22.
hmm, wow, that's a substantial increase.
I know, right? I like how these cards say MSRP for like maybe like a week.
Hmm. Yeah, but
Although they are changing graphic card SKUs a little bit more. Like your cheapest option is still going to be the same PCB for like any other 1660 Ti. The only difference between that and the more expensive ones is that they're tacking on like a better cooler to it, as well as overclocking it just a little bit out of the box.
yeah.
So if you are concerned with like your graphics card overheating, and wait, I just noticed I had changed the camera to my from my right screen to just my face. They have
Yeah.
yeah, no one knew what I was talking about. They were just looking at my pretty face.
uh,
But yeah, the let's see, the base 1660 Ti here from MSI. Actually, this is the base one right here. The 1660 Ti Armor 6 gig, which is going at 289, technically 290. So that's not even at MSRP anymore. It
jeez.
looks like EVGA and Gigabyte are the only ones selling cards for MSRP right now. Oh, and Zotac.
Yeah.
Damn, I should have bought
Like,
I should have bought my card when I had the chance.
yeah.
To make building this computer that much more difficult, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get the parts here soon, or am I gonna have to build all this once we move into the new house.
Hmm. So, what the heck? What's the difference between this one for 302 and the one for 352?
The cooler.
Really?
Yep, they were the cooler.
Is it beefier?
I think the one for 352 is a 3 slot card, but I'm not positive on that. Here, let me take a look at
Hmm.
take a look at the pictures here real quick.
I mean, yeah, it's got RGB and stuff, but I think it looks a little better.
No,
But
it's still a 2 slot card.
okay. So literally, you're paying for RGB. It
You're
seems.
paying for a better cooler, RGB, and a better shroud. That's it. So between those two, it's honestly mostly looks. Because if you look at
Oh, I see.
the Ventus here, you can still see a heat sink with heat pipes right here. So it doesn't look like they
Yeah.
changed the cooler design a whole lot with the MSI cards. So it might just be the
Hmm.
slight overclock and the pretty shroud. That's it. Oh, and the RGB. Can't forget the RGB. Most important.
I mean, I wonder if they made it look like super lackluster just to be like, hey, that one doesn't look very good.
Well, that I know the MSI gaming here. It's a slightly longer card, which is why you
Mhm.
can't see the heatsink on the side right here or the heat pipe that's covered by the shroud. So it's a lot more
Yeah.
compact and just stretched out. Meanwhile, the cheapest option is, a little shorter, so you can't fit it in like most cases.
Hmm. Well then.
One thing I am mad about though, like I can't really stop this from happening, but like most of these cards only have one HDMI port because they're trying to phase it out and move more to like just display port. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand that technically you can view things at higher resolution with a lot more throughput with the display port than you can HDMI.
Hmm. Interesting.
Interesting, but I think we're gonna probably end it there unless you have anything else to add.
Not right now. Just you know, pineapples.
God damn you! We don't need to end the stream with fruit. Yeah, yeah. Tune in next week where we decide to start the stream with strawberries. Maybe I should bring some actual strawberries just to show on stream.
Oh, we're gonna end it with giant asparagus.
Okay, that's an old meme, sir.
If any of you know what that's from,
I,
just
Ken, I think you're showing your age a little bit by mentioning giant asparagus. All right,
whatever.
all right. But this has been Geode Macus and Ken from Capo. The Two Aimless Geeks podcast, episode 3.
Capo Gaming is
Oh, I'm
being
sorry. I'm
confused.
sorry. My bad. Capo Gaming. I
It
don't want
better be
to.
linked in the description below.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and
You're gonna
fully.
hurt my feelings if you don't shamelessly plug me.
I'm sorry. I'm not plugging anything with you, sir. All right, but like I said, this has been Two M's Geeks podcast. See you next week. We do this every single Sunday. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully the next showing is a little bit better. Probably shouldn't have said that. All right, I love you all. Last time, Ken apparently under his breath, he hated you all. I love you though. I love you.
Subscribe, like, share, do all that fun stuff. Yeah.
All right, have a good night, folks.
All right, bye.